Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Mike Burnett, and I will be briefly presenting on my community assessment assignment. For my assessment, I will be looking at heart failure in the setting of community, specifically comparing the counties of Santa Clara and San Joaquin. I chose these because I live in Santa Clara County while my younger brother lives in San Joaquin County. I wondered if where you live can affect your health. All data for this was obtained from the County Health Rankings and Roadmaps website and the CDC. As we can see from the chart here, there is a huge disparity in income when comparing the two counties. On average, the median income of Santa Clara is twice the income of San Joaquin, which falls well below the state average. Financial stress is obviously a factor when looking at how well people are able to manage a chronic medical condition such as heart failure. Obesity has been tied to the risk for developing heart failure, and this graph illustrates that San Joaquin County has an almost 50% higher rate of obesity than Santa Clara County and is well above the state average. Physical activity is a marker of health and wellness. In this graph, we can see that San Joaquin County has a higher rate of sedentary lifestyle, that is physical inactivity, which is again about 50% higher than Santa Clara County and well above the state average. The availability of doctors will affect how well populations of people are able to manage chronic conditions such as heart failure. This graph shows the amount of people for every one doctor available. Therefore, there is one doctor available for every 1,700 people living in San Joaquin County, while in Santa Clara County, it is more like one doctor for every 970 people. There is 57% more doctors available in Santa Clara County as compared to San Joaquin County. San Joaquin County has fewer doctors per capita than the state does on average. Smoking is a major contributor to all forms of cardiovascular disease. It increases blood pressure and heart rate while reducing exercise tolerance. It is also tied to diabetes and atherosclerosis, which are associated with heart failure. As you can see from the graph, San Joaquin County has a 12% smoking rate, which is higher than the state average and 50% higher than Santa Clara. The racial makeup of each county is a factor I would like to speak to briefly. As you can see from the chart, Santa Clara County on the left has a majority of its population that are from Asian descent, shown in green at 36.5%. Meanwhile, Santa Clara County, in the middle, has a majority of its population that are from Hispanic descent, as shown in red, 41.2%. So, one might ask, how does that matter? The racial makeup, no, more specifically, the cultural influences of a population can affect how healthcare is viewed and how chronic conditions such as heart failure are managed. Based on CDC information for cultural awareness, we see that the Asian culture tends to approach health and wellness from a holistic standpoint, with emphasis on body, mind, and spirit. They look to foods and diet as an important factor in controlling disease. And the cultural norm includes a well-balanced diet with lots of physical activity. Meanwhile, the Hispanic culture is considered collectivistic, where the needs and the goals of the group as a whole are emphasized over the needs or the desires of the individual. Additionally, there is still a value of machismo within the culture, so early warning signs of illness and disease are often ignored. Unfortunately, chronic conditions typically become unstable over time, and an emergency room visit is therefore required. Finally, it has been noted that many recent Hispanic immigrants have lower levels of education, lower incomes, and higher levels of stress. Therefore, health-related concerns, especially non-emergent, will likely be viewed as a secondary problem. We can see that Santa Clara County is predominantly an Asian population and scores better in all areas related to heart failure. San Joaquin County is predominantly a Hispanic population and scores lower in all areas being evaluated. So the question is, does that matter? From this chart, we can see that San Joaquin County has a higher mortality from heart disease than both the state average and the county of Santa Clara. In fact, the mortality rate for heart disease is 64% higher than Santa Clara. This does not necessarily reflect morbidity rates or the average length of time living with a chronic condition, only the mortality rate. In conclusion, this assessment supports the idea that one's community can influence the health and wellness of its people. In this assessment, we looked at heart failure, but I suspect a similar pattern would hold true for other diseases. Community can influence health and wellness through education level, income, availability of doctors, obesity rates, smoking, physical activity, and even racial makeup. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed.